Sayan, hi, what's up, Goku? How are you, man? Sorry, I've started a bit late today, but I was a bit caught up. So, hi, hey guys, what's up? What is up? So, wow, already 7 people inside in the chat. What is up, guys? How is it going? Hey, there's something new in chat. I've not seen this before. I've got these. You guys have. Some of you have got these crowns and. Yeah, guys, you know who DD is, right? Hi. What is up? Ah, okay. This is the top fans. The YouTube has introduced something. So I've got all these little numbers next to you guys. A little crown and a number. That's pretty cool. Hi Akash, hi Parth, Justin, Raj, John Henry. What's up? I think you guys know what's happening today. I decided to do it this way instead of making a video because then I know at least a few of you who are here are genuine audio enthusiasts. So I'd rather cater towards you guys than a bunch of random people on YouTube. Recommend me an upgrade over BL03 with similar sound signature under 10K. Oh, a warm sound under 10K. I'd say what is it? Keyfine Delci, very nice, very warm. Good value for money. I think it goes for 6.5, 7 grand. Anyway, I think some of you guys are here. So let me discuss why I'm having this live today. As you know, I did mention that I wanted to have a garage sale. I've had a lot of these products. Delci is one of my favorites. I've had a lot of these products, and I'm trying to clean up my studio. There's no place to walk around, also, so I've got a lot of stuff I want to clear. And there's a lot of really nice stuff I have, and I've not known what to do with it. So I've said, chalo, let me put it up for sale. So a lot of this stuff I have left in the description. So guys, check out the description. All the details of what's available is there. Now, not everything I have is there. I'll maybe see what all moves this time, and maybe during another garage sale I'll put on the other stuff, because the other stuff that I have is also, I'm holding on to it because I know there are some other say IEMs and all that are coming for review, and I want to do some comparisons. So I've not put some other things up for sale. So the things that are up for sale are down in the description below. Check them out. I've left some instructions there for you guys to follow. If you're interested in something, just send me an email. I'll have a look at it. And if this is based on first come first serve, so you guys need to be on it if you do want to pick up something. Anyway, coming back to the comments. What's my take on Keyfine Clean for the money? Warm the neutral sounds in tempted to cheap partner goes of one instead. I'd still say, Perth, if you have the budget for the Keyfine, I prefer that over the Wan'er. The Wan'er, as nice as it is, it doesn't feel or sound as premium. As nice as the Wan'er is, I mean, again, diminishing returns, but the Keyfine Clean is something that will definitely, I think, last longer than the Wan'er, because the Wan'er falls into that price range of kind of the KZ setup. of affordable IEMs. So I mean the gluing and all, not that you can see it, but um, you can tell it's not a very premium earphone IEM. So if you can stretch for the Keyfine, I'll say stretch for it. My Keyfine cleans are not on sale right now. They will be on sale a little later. I'm getting some other IEMs in for review, which I want to compare with those. So after that, I'll most likely put that up for sale. But yeah, if you're looking to buy something now and you can spend on the clean, I think it's a pretty good set of IEMs to go for. Uh, Clean is good, but yeah, I mean Delchi. I prefer the Delchi actually. Come to think of it, I did a clean versus Delchi comparison. I didn't do an independent clean review, but check that out if you like. Twistura D minor. Yeah, I'm not too sure if I can. I'll try. Do you guys have the clean? I do have the clean, but it's not necessary. Raj, okay. My mail is not open, man. I'm not going to do this today. I'll do tomorrow first thing in the morning. I do have some time tomorrow, so I'll do that tomorrow. Also, grade over Salno 0 under 10K. Under 10K, man, the Oriveti OD200 is the way to go. It's super with the bass. It's super for clarity and detail. I'd say under 10K, that's the one to go for. It's super value for money, and you also do get a balanced uh, output as well. Agent P is Windows HP budget laptop have AAC codec or even LDAC. That I honestly, man, Agent P, I don't know much about what laptops are doing. Usually, the go-to is AAC SBC as standard. If they are supporting LDAC, I think they would have had to have maybe mentioned it or put a high-res sticker on the laptop or the box somewhere. You'll have to do some research. I don't know enough about Windows budget laptops. Suman, hi. Please recommend first IM use Moondrop 2 Tangzu Wan'er. You want the first? Okay, Chu 2 I have not tested. 7 hole Salno 02 was nice, but I won't recommend the Tangzu Wan'er because I strongly feel the Wan'er is very misunderstood by first time uh, enthusiasts. When you get into the hobby, um, you're normally looking for a little flair because the problem is when you're moving from TWS earphones to IEMs. TWS earphones are so exorbitantly cranked up in the highs and the lows, and they're very loud for tuned for loudness. So when you come to an IEM, suddenly it sounds flat and almost like there's no enthusiasm. So the Warner is one of those sort of IEMs that can be labeled as one of those. Uh, so I normally recommend the Warner for a seasoned audiophile. Somebody who's been in the hobby for a few months, a few years, and wants something affordable to carry around and listen to. Uh, the Warner makes sense for them. Whereas one that I found that I think works well for impressing the person who's coming from, uh, you know, 5,000, 7,000 range TWC earphones is the FIO JD1. The FIO JD1, I strongly do feel that, it's got the flourishes where it needs to impress. Whether you're getting the 3.5 or the USB-C variant lets you play with 5 different tunings, which is cool. It's a great set for beginner IEM listeners. So I think the JD1 is suited to a lot of people. Now, of course, I'm talking about a lot of the stuff that I've tested and listened to. But there's a lot of other good stuff out there. Like the Chew 2, I have not heard. I do believe they have worked on the sibilant factor compared to the Gen 1. But yeah, I would recommend the JD1. Feel free to check out my reviews on that. And I think I've got it up for sale also. The JD1, I am selling. It should be. Yeah, it is in my description. If you do want to buy that, I mean, check it out. Any suggestions for IEMs for gaming? Manish, hi. IEMs for gaming. Um, I mean, most of them are pretty cool. Maybe don't do the Tangzu Wan'er if that's your budget. FIO JD1 is a good option. If you're looking more premium, I do like the EW 300 from SimGot. it's got a good amount of sparkle for footsteps and everything. Keyfine clean and ddHi might be a little too warm for gaming, but the EW300 is good as well. And if you can stretch more than that, you're looking at OD200s in the 10K price range. Akash, my email you'll have to get from my YouTube. I don't want to mention it here, but you'll have to go into my page and go to about or more. It'll be there. You can get it from there. Thanks, Tanya. So the comparison and okay. ddHi is a bit steep. Yeah. Then the clean is fine, but there are minor differences. I mean, I'm talking about only if you have the two IEMs with you, can you sit and listen to this for like a minute, then move to that, listen to that for a minute. I had to spend time with that to really figure out the differences. I mean, both are pretty good. The clean or the ddHi. The clean is of course a little more affordable, so it's not that it's bad. Keyfine does not make bad stuff. The build quality on it is quite superb. Uh, then thanks for answering my question. No problem. I have small ear canals. Please suggest me one IM. I think the Chew one first gen was pretty good. Oh, seriously? I wasn't expecting. Thanks, dude.
That's how you got.
Huh?
That's how you got.
What is that? Hot chocolate. I guess my wife's come to the rescue. She's gotten me something to drink. Thanks, babe. So sweet. Chalo, I think I'll give her some earphones or ears at a heavy discount. Was okay. Come, let's see now. Where was I? Sorry. Small ears. Small ears. I remember the Chew being particularly small, but that was the first gen. I think the second gen might be similar, but yeah, a few people do have this problem. You will have to look out and man, with small ears and small ear canals, it's a tricky one because you actually need to. It's better that you try something. If you happen to be in Pune or Bombay, I think Bombay Headphone Zone has their office where you can go and try out some stuff. If you're in Pune, I think there are places like the Audio Store, which is the other one. I think Audio Store does have demos. If you can meet up with them, nothing like it. Because the problem with audio products is sound is very subjective, but fit is even more subjective, I think, than sound. So ideally, you'd have to listen to something because if something I recommend that fits me may not fit you at all. So try and see if you can meet someone who has some IEMs or go and try out some. Nikhil, getting hissing sound from D07 while turning on Bluetooth. Is it okay? What do Bluetooth and the D07 have in common? I'm not following. How how is that working? Like, why are you putting on Bluetooth with the D07 if you're plugging into your phone? Any good headphones under budget? Anik, what do you mean under budget? You have to give me a number. Raj was watching your bloopers and outtakes. You can't stop laughing. Yeah, it's been a while since I shot all that. That used to be when my wife used to help me shooting. So she used to be behind my camera. I still have that very old camera, beautiful camera it is, and she used to keep pressing the record button and stopping. So it was always good fun shooting with her. Uh, yeah, it's good fun. Anyway, moving on. I've been out, man. I've been busy traveling, getting things done. So I've just totally not been available. And that's when I got this idea of, let me do this garage sale through a live because, like, for example, right now I've got 17 people here. If I were to post a video about this, there'll be, a whole bunch of unknowns also coming. So you guys, I know, are the hardcore enthusiasts and, fans of my work. So I'd rather cater to you guys. I think the next few garage sales I'll start doing might be members only. So I'm toying with that idea. But I want to add one more base tier uh, for that. Where was I? Yeah, moving on. Justin, hi. Can I have the mail ID? The mail ID is in my. You'll have to go to about my YouTube page, and it's in about. or more. I think they've changed that. Girish, hi Paul. Have you tried few FT1 close back headphones? Some good reviews. Everyone seems to like them. No, I have not. But Girish, I think I know what you're talking about. In fact, I went for the Superman movie, and there was damn, I've forgotten his name. Very sweet fellow who walked up to me and asked me if I was Paul, which is quite a rarity. Uh, so he was talking to me about how he got into the whole audiophile hobby because of me. I think he first got the Tangzu Wan'er 3 years ago, and he's slowly moved up. And I think he's bought these FT1s. So he was telling me about them. Maybe I'll try and get my hands on them because I want to start doing more premium stuff now. Maybe I'll ask the guys at Headphone Zone or somewhere else if they can send me demo units, of course. But yeah, I'll try and get my hands on that. Agent P, did you try JBL Tune 310C wired earphone? Uh, no, I have not tried these. Definitely haven't tried them, but I did see them a few days ago. I did visit a Harman Kardon store, and the gentleman there did show it to me, but I didn't have the time to listen to them. Very sadly. What do I think about the Hexa? I don't think I've tested it, so I can't comment on it. Soundcore headphones worth buying? Yes, Anik. Whatever Soundcore products, in fact, I do have some very budget Soundcore things over here. I've not reviewed them because it's come, under something else. It wasn't for YouTube. It was for something else. And honestly, whether I've heard Soundcore products at 2,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees, or 10,000, their build quality is superb. Their sound quality, they seem to have an obsession with delivering good sound no matter the product and good build quality, and not many brands are doing that. So even though I've not reviewed many, I think I only reviewed one Soundcore product on the channel many years ago, but I think I need to start getting to them because I do like what they're doing and they are sticking to their principles, and I'm for that. So yeah, I will say Soundcore is a good audio brand. um, Justin, I think you have to I think you have to be logged into YouTube to see it. My email. Praveen, bring out the sale. Yeah, the sale is live, man. Praveen, it's live. Check the description. This is what this video is for. Check out what you want, what you like, and the instructions are in the description. And then I'll write to you tomorrow. I'll reply to whoever I can. Um, okay, Amit, hi. Paul, among the Sennheiser Momentum TWS4. Nothing here. Pixel Buds 2, Galaxy 3, and Sony XM5. Which one is better for natural balance and clean sound? Amit, very good question. Also, very sadly, I have not tested any of these. But from my experience, when it comes to the brands, they've got certain tonal qualities they're looking for. They're looking for, some are looking for bass. A lot of them are catering to the masses. Usually, it's Sennheiser that leans towards being a little truer. If you're looking for, timbre, trueness in overall uh, music delivery, tonal quality, Sennheiser. A lot of people who go to Sennheiser never want to come back to anything else. Um, but at the same time, um, I've heard good things about uh, Pixel Buds, Galaxy Buds. The Sony's, I don't know, man. Like Sony, I don't know. I've lately not been too much of a fan of their stuff because it's like they're catering to the masses a lot. They're not trying to stick to their overall tuning. Like the few brands that do that are Sennheiser, Yamaha. Um, Lately, JBL is going in a direction where they are focusing on sound big time, and they're even doing things that a lot of mass people don't like. Everyone wants loudness and bass. JBL is sort of pulling away from there and leaning towards more clarity and detail. So I really respect brands that do that. So I mean, Sony is doing whatever they want. But yeah, I mean, if you're looking for naturality, clean stuff, uh, Sennheiser, I'll say Samsung is doing good stuff. I've not tested their stuff, but a set of earphones that I really liked was the Yamaha E7B. It still holds as one of my absolute favorite um, wireless earphones. I mean, expensive. They were expensive, but the overall quality was just mind-blowingly good. It was amazing that they were able to do what they did. And again, Yamaha was sticking to their principles. They were sticking to their values and not catering to the masses. So yeah, if you're looking for trueness, look for a brand that's not sold out, basically. Anyway, moving on. Goku, why don't you add music and those different camera angle shots used in the older videos? Yeah, Goku, that's a good question. I've started removing those because the videos were getting, as it is, a bit too long. In fact, I've got a review that's coming out maybe this week that's over 32, 33 minutes long. And as you know, a lot of people want to come for just the 5 to 6 minute long videos. So a lot of people don't appreciate those shots. So I just leave those shots in the B roll, in the sense while I'm talking, I overlay those macro shots. They are nice. But yeah, I did enjoy doing that. You know what you're talking about? The whole chapter thing, the intro, the build quality, and so on. The chapter separation parts, I really enjoyed. It felt more like a production. But eventually I just guess I have to try and make it a bit shorter, because all of those did add up to quite a bit of time, because each chapter separation was anywhere between 5 to 8 of 5 to 10 seconds long. So with each chapter, I was adding what, overall a minute plus the battery, a chapter plus the intro. So yeah, over a minute of time. So I just said, save a little time. Even it saves me time during edit when I don't have those. I can just sort of hammer the edit out and push out the video as soon as I can. So that's why I've stopped it. If or when I do have the time to do that, I like to do it. I've not done it in a while, but yeah, I'm surprised you noticed. You're the first person who's actually called that out. Praveen, unrelated, do old pals get a special price? Is that members only? Praveen, the costs that are there are fixed costs. There's no member access right now. I think in future garage sales I'll have only for members, but these are the costs I've tagged on them. So that's that. I mean, if you're okay spending that, no problem. If you're not, again, no problem. But this will include shipping within the country. Moondrop Blessing 3 or SimGot ET142? What's better? Could you please advise? I have not tested the Moondrop Blessing 3, but I quite like the ET142. In fact, I'm very uh, kind of, I wouldn't say upset, but saddened that I've put it. Have I put it up for the sale? Let me see. Yeah, I've put it in the garage sale. It is in the description if you do want to pick it up, but I didn't want to do that. There are some IEMs that I've not wanted to get rid of. The ET142 is one of them, because it's a beautiful marriage of musicality and technicality. So I really did like the SM4 from them, and I also really did like the damn, what was that? The SimGot EM6L. That was a beautiful, warm sounding, very musical sounding IM, but it didn't really have the technicalities I liked. The SM4 had terrific technicalities, but maybe lacked a bit of warmth. The ET142 is a smush of those. It's almost like that's what they were going for. And I'm thinking, maybe I'm regretting putting it up. Anyway, let's see if somebody snags it. Somebody snags it. If not, I may not put it up again. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, I've not tested the Moondrop, but I think a few people have mentioned it to me, but I've not tested it. Have I tried the Sennheiser IE200? I'm planning to buy, and can I get a trial of those in Pune Audio Store, as you mentioned? Yeah, so Nikhil, try and call them and find out the audio store. If you, I don't know if they'll know me by name, but I am an affiliate of theirs. Um, if you do want to buy it from them, I would strongly recommend going and testing it out. Uh, I don't think I've tested the IE200s. I went to the Sennheiser office once and tested a whole bunch of things, but I don't think the IE200s was part of that sort of product list that was on the table. But yeah, I mean, don't ask me what my opinion is on it. If you can test them out, trust your own ears. Maybe ask them if they've got different ear tips, silicon, foam, try all that sort of stuff out and see what you like. And of course, when you're testing them out, pair them with a good DAC amp, as well as good, a good source. You want either FLAC files or Apple Music is okay, but if you have FLAC files, nothing like it. But yeah, try that out and maybe tell them I sent you. Say hi to them from me if they remember me. Sharad, hi, how are you? Raj, when will you start checking mails? Well, not right now, Raj. It's 9:30 at night, and I'll most probably check tomorrow morning, and I'll start replying to mails because I also want to make sure that if I have somebody who's interested in it, I want to test the product one last time to make sure it's fine. If it's an IEM, it's faster to make sure that everything's balanced, sounding fine, try different connectors, everything's up and running. If somebody's buying wireless stuff, I'll want to test that for maybe 2 or 3 days before confirming that it's fine for sale, because the batteries may have degraded since I got them for review. Anyway, moving on. Akash, I couldn't find any email as such about your section on your social from email. Akash, I think you have to be signed in. You have to be signed in on YouTube. Only then can you see my email. There's a more section where you'll have to click on. You should see it there. Oh, I think I know. Top Pro 3. Yeah, you obviously follow me on Instagram then, Goku. Yeah, that's the next review that's coming up. Hopefully this week, and it's a long review. Today's watch. Today's watch is an old Tissot I bought many years ago. It's a lovely one. I'll show it to you if you want. Leon, there are things you're not supposed to share. So this is today's watch. This is my old Tissot. I got this. My God, I think I bought this in 2018. My old one started giving trouble, and they sort of offered to replace it, and I replaced it with this nice one. This is the Tissot Touch. I have no idea how it works, but it works. It's damn cool. Let me show you. So I've engaged the touch sensitive area. When I press the compass, it sort of matches the. It shows me where north is, where south is, all that sort of stuff, and then it shows me the altitude. If I touch that, it shows me the altitude, 925 meters, 924. It shows me a thermometer, so it's been on my hand, so it'll be high, 29.7 centigrade. It'll come down now, 29. Yeah, it'll come down because it's off my wrist. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I had it for a little while. Anyway, moving on. Yeah. So guys, if you guys are here and you don't know, the sale is on. Garage sale is on. What? Who is this? How is there no name showing for you? What's better, bone conduction or a planar magnetic driver? And also, what's your take on 7 Hertz Timeless 2? I have not tested the Timeless 2. I can't comment on it. But from what I have understood from bone conduction, man, is uh, it was kind of an interesting technology to try and keep the ear open for natural sounds. But bone conduction, the few I've heard and have not really impressed me. They are usually very upper mid range and high frequency accentuated. There's not too much lower mids and bass from them. They're fine for handling that kind of stuff. But also a big difference and a big reason why they sound very different to different people is because when it's up against your temple, or this part of your TMJ, the density of muscle, density of fat between your skin and your bone, and all this is a factor. So it can vary in sound, excuse me, between a lot of people a lot. So bone conduction is not particularly consistent with sounding the same for a lot of people. Not that any other earphone is, but other earphones like dynamic drivers and planars will, in a general consensus, have a very similar characteristic, whereas bone conduction can vary a lot more. It is an interesting technology and everything, but I think it's fine for casual stuff. Like if you're doing chores around the house, going for a walk, and you want to wear something while moving around and so on, it makes sense. But planar magnetics are usually a lot more serious in their overall performance, because they are usually used in products where the manufacturer is looking for, better clarity, better detail, better overall, general presentation of music, better imaging, uh, and so on. So it is, like, for example, the most expensive ones I heard, the planar magnetics, well, they call it orthodynamics, was from Yamaha. I spent time with a $5,000 headphone, and it was sensational. And it wasn't even laid out. Like the planar magnetic driver is normally a zigzag, if I'm not mistaken, left to right, or is it up to down? Yeah, it's like a zigzag layout to push and pull the driver, whereas the one from Yamaha was a circular one. So it wasn't a rectangular sort of, call it a mesh or membrane. The Yamaha one was circular, and it wasn't in a zigzag. The driver unit, it was, a circular thing which started wide and sort of looped in tighter, so it had an even force right across the entire driver, which is very cool. So I think if you're looking at refinement in sound and all that kind of stuff, the planar would make sense characteristic wise. Bone conduction is fine for casual. Cool. So I see some guys are having issues finding my email address. I hope that you guys can log in and figure it out, because usually when I go onto YouTube and I'm not logged in, it doesn't show my details. I have to be logged in for that. So let me try going in while I'm not logged in. When I click on more, it says, yeah, sign in to see email address. You'll get links, Instagram, concept card, all that sort of stuff, YouTube, and so on. But you have to sign in to see my email address. So I hope you guys can figure that out. Supernova, hi Paul. I already own Keyfine Clean. I'm looking for headphones for music, and if it had a microphone, it'll be good addition. EP5 good for me. I like the EP5. It is a nice headphone. And the thing is, for a headphone that sits in that price category, it hits very well above its weight. And I'm talking about detail wise, staging wise. It's kind of a semi-open design, not really open. It's more closed than anything. But I think they call it a semi-open. It is a good performer, and also I happen to have it on sale. I don't know if somebody else has already tried to snag it, but it's like a first come first serve. I am selling my review unit during this garage sale. So if you're interested in it, I mean, check it out, have a look at it, and write to my email if you'd like to. But if you want to be sure about it, watch my review. I did enjoy uh, sort of reviewing that. It was an interesting. It's Simgot's first headphone, if I'm not mistaken. At least the first headphone I've tested from them, and I really liked it. Akhil, hi. Okay, guys, there Akhil is given a response for email. Thanks, Akhil, for the assist. Thank you. Raj, Goku had mentioned that. Oh, he's removed that message. Right now, I'm working on a JBL set of earphones that are quite amazing, actually. Quite like them. And actually, I'm getting some audiophile stuff again coming in. I think this week I've got a few products coming in for review. Under 5K best IEM. Under 5K. Kiwi's Cadenza, I like. It's a superbly priced set of IEMs, and anything in the 6 to 7,000 price range is very diminishing returns to on the Kiwi's Cadenza. I think I've got the Kiwi's Cadenza up for sale also. My garage sale, is it there? Did I put it? I've forgotten what all is there. Yeah, the Kiwi Cadenza is up for sale on my garage sale if you're interested. Mm, from what I remember, see, Raj, I've not done any AB. I've not done any AB testing between the Q5 Pro and Cadenza. It's not something I even thought about doing. But from what I remember from memory of what they sound like, the Q5 Pro is, I think, it's definitely warmer sounding than the Cadenza. Then again, man, like you'd have to go through my review to watch. I've reviewed so much stuff. I don't remember exact details of these things, but check out my Q5 Pro review. In fact, I was not planning on putting the Q5 up for sale. I think I have put it. Yeah, I have put it up for sale. So anyway, watch my review, man, if you're interested in that. Um, Akhil, hi, is the Truthear Hola better than Gate? I've not tested the Gate, but I've heard from people that they preferred the Hola over the Gate. Um, but yeah, I've never got my hands on the Gate to know. In fact, the Gate was supposed to be the replacement, and it's usually pretty sad when something like this happens, where people, uh, hype a newer gen product, especially after the older one is come and gone, and then it's not as nice as the older one. So I don't know, man. Check out some reviews. I'm sure somebody out there has done this Hola versus Gate. Um, I myself really did like the Hola. In fact, it's a set of earphones that I think I found the microphone on that to be exceptionally good. Check out my review on it if you've not seen it yet. The Hola. I think I've got one up. Canada Celeste. Oh, I've only tested the Roo from the Celeste group, Canada people. No problem. Zero Disha boy. I have Tangzu 1 SG2 final E3000 Moondrop Aria 2 Oriveti OD200 SM4. But really, SM4 is the best of the lot of the vertical soundstage pairing with FIO K13. Thank you for your thoughts. Wow. Um, I don't even know your name, but thank you for saying that, because whenever I sometimes do my reviews, I am of the opinion that a lot of people don't get what I'm saying. I did a, comparison between OD200, Meze Alba, SM4. Was it these three or was there a fourth? I think it was these three. And I really did like the SM4. The SM4 is genuinely a very pretty sounding set of IEMs. But a lot of people would lean more towards the OD200 because it's big in the base and it's a lot more forward. I mean, it's a good set of IEMs, but it is these little characteristics that change IEMs for me. And even though the SM4 wasn't loud and in your face, it made me want to sit down quietly and say, I want to figure out what Simgot is doing here, because they were very deliberately doing something very different compared to the Meze and the OD200. So I really did like its overall, the stage, the presence, the way it handled it. The SF4 tends to disappear more when you're listening to music as compared to the OD200, I feel, and the Meze Alba, which is in essence what you want. You want to be one with the music. So it's amazing to see a comment like this. Thank you. I now I feel like what I'm saying does make sense to at least one person out there. So thanks for that comment. Akhil, I plan getting the Gate, but I'm curious if I should get Hola from you instead, since it's this. Yeah, well, I've had a few Akhil. I've had a few people who've been wanting the Hola from me for a long time. In fact, ever since my first review came out of it years ago, I think maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, maybe about 3 years back. Since then, I was getting comments about, "Are you selling it? I want to buy it from you," and so on. And I've not wanted to sell anything, but now it's gotten to a point where I've just got, I don't even want to turn the camera around, man. Like, this part of my studio, you guys should never see because it's a mess, and I just need space. So I'm just sort of getting rid of stuff. So I mean, it's up to you, man. Entirely up to you. So yeah, guys, that's about it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have written in. I know one or two definitely have. Uh, Raj has confirmed that he sent an email, so I'll check your email out in the morning. If I can't sleep tonight, I'll maybe start going through the mails tonight, but most likely tomorrow, before I reply to you over there, so that we can coordinate everything. Supernova, yeah, hi. Um, Linsole is not a problem. Um, in fact, my first uh, ever review of the Tangzu Wan'er was thanks to the guys at Linsole. Linsole, in fact, wrote to me very, very, very sweetly, because I was not a very, I mean, I still am not a very big YouTuber. I'm one of the much smaller YouTubers out there. But I found it quite sweet that Linsole had written into me, asking me if I wanted to review the Tangzu Wan'er, the first gen. And I really did like it. And the IEMs got to me without a problem. Um, so I'd say Linsole is not a problem. They do have uh, sort of a good network to deliver everything around the globe and everything. They are good people, but yeah, it would have taken a while, and all sorts of issues can come up. So yeah, if you've written to me, I will check it out. No problem at all, and I will respond to you as well. Okay, send me an email. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you. Finish stream. Okay, I'm currently using Hi Res MP145 with Onyx Alpha DAC. Think you are going for headphones under 30K. If you have any suggestions in this range, one sec. Let me check out what this is first. Hi Res MP145. Okay, you're talking about IEMs. I thought you were talking about a player. Cool. So I presume you've got good source, but these are planars. You're looking specifically for planars under 30K. I think there's a lot of good stuff, man. Aren't the Sandaras under? No, are those even planars? I've not even tested those, man. The Hi-Fi Men's. Let me see. Hi-Fi Men. In fact, I spoke to the guys at Hi-Fi Men, and I never really pushed for review unit. Yeah, Sandaras are 27 open backs. Everyone loves them, man. I've not tested them, but I'm sure they're great. I myself have not heard too many planars. The planars that I've spent time with are like $5,000. That's a bit expensive. But I'd say, again, if you can listen to them, nothing like it. Um, they are, I mean, they should have demos in. If you're in Bombay, Headphone Zone does have an office where they can provide a demo unit, as far as I know. And even in Pune, the audio store is there. If you can get a demo unit from the audio store to listen at the store, nothing like it. If you can do that. Hi, Spammy. I'm doing fine. How are you, man? Nice to see you. Been a while. Yeah, anyway, I think that's about it, man. I think all you guys have most likely seen what you wanted to see and done what you wanted to do. So, um, again, I will mention, check out the description if you want to pick up some stuff. These things are up for sale. I'm just trying to make space in my studio. Any revenue made from this is going to go towards the channel anyway. So, keep it going. How's Hola? Hola is terrific, man. It's one of my favorite affordable IEMs. Superb mic on it also. Doing fine. Been busy with college stuff recently. Okay, cool. Good to be busy, man. Yeah. So, who was the attendance check guy? What is his name? I've forgotten. But yeah, I think that's about it, man. I don't think there's any real need to carry this live on. I think everyone's up to date. Everything's in the description, guys. Um, all the prices for the things I'm planning to sell. And if I'm actually thinking of pulling some of these away, because I mean I've just realized while on the live that some of them I really do like. A lot of these things I didn't want to. In fact, there's one that I didn't even put up for sale, but it's a much older set. The SimGot EA1000. It was like my first high-end IM that I ever heard, and I just want to sort of keep it for life. It's on my desk. It's like my go-to when I want to just enjoy some music. Uh, so the SM4 I didn't want to sell. The ET142 is a beautiful set. I really didn't want to sell those. If it doesn't go, I think I'll hold on to it. And then if you guys are into wireless stuff, I did test out a very interesting set of earphones from a brand called Sound, where they've got this spatial audio thing going on. It's a very futuristic looking set of earphones. I don't know if you guys saw that review, but interesting tuning, interesting how it's done, very funky looking, very cool unboxing experience. All those things are up for sale as well. If you guys are interested, if you are not, and you know somebody who might, let them know about this sale, this garage sale I'm doing. Um, yeah, because I think that maybe the next, I'll have a game plan for the next garage sale where I might only do it with members. But I plan on introducing a new tier. The tier list that I've done, I think, is a bit too extreme, as in the cost. For base member, I accidentally put a very high number, and YouTube is not letting me change it. So for I want to add another base tier, base meaning uh, a more affordable tier for guys. So you have access to lives and all this sort of stuff. So we'll figure that out. Anyway, does anyone have any more questions, or shall we wrap up today's live? Akash, okay, I'll check it out. I'll have a look. Does anyone want to ask anything, or should I go to sleep? Okay, I've just opened my mail. Okay, there aren't too many guys, yeah? Cool. Makes things easier for me tomorrow. I'll reply to you guys tomorrow if you're still on call, as in on the live. I will come back to you guys tomorrow. Uh, no, sorry. Check my. Don't go to sleep. Attendance check. Mailed you. EF500 LM. I wouldn't recommend that, Akash. The LM is the one product I feel that SimGot may not have done a very good job on. There's something off with its timbre. There's something weird in the upper mids, and there's something up in the highs. It's just not. It's not SimGot level of sort of love that they normally put into their stuff. It's like something's just gone wrong. It's not that they've done something wrong. They've catered to a very different tuning. They were experimenting. I like that, but I didn't really dig it. So I won't recommend it, because even if you use, let's say, the blonde BL03, the 500 LM does not have a warmth to it like the BL03. I'd still say, if you're looking for warmth, look at Keyfine. Keyfine has some warm sounding stuff. 500 LM is the one set of IEMs from SimGot that I think was a swing and a miss. Swapnil, hi. Which watch today? I've already done this. This is the Tissot T Touch. Everyone keeps asking about my watches. Okay. Can you recommend me some ear tips for Truthear Hexa? Uh, I've not spent too much time tip rolling. I've tried different silicon stuff. I've tried something from EPZ. Those were interesting. I've usually found that foam tips are what I like, not only for comfort but for taking the edge off. Especially when there are some IMs that are a little too bright, little too much sparkle. A foam tip sorts it out. So if you've never used a foam tip, please try that out. But yeah, tip rolling honestly is not something I've experimented with much, so I can't really point you any specific direction. Spam me. The sale is limited to India. I will not be sending stuff abroad. This burning out stuff is you're adapting a sound signature. The burn in, not burning out. Burning out is no. There's nothing really that burns out unless you've got some power fluctuations at home when it comes to audio. But burn-ins is again, I think, a very subjective thing. So I always encourage somebody like you who's asking me about a burn-in to try it yourself. There are people who swear by it. There are people who don't, which is why I won't say that I'm definitely saying that there is something called burn-in. Through my experimenting of various products over the last many years, in fact, before I even started this YouTube channel, I felt that burn-in was a thing, and by that I mean I plugged in my speakers that I bought. I played a song that I knew very well. When the speakers were fresh out of the box, I left it in that place. I listened to it. I wrote notes about what I observed, what I didn't observe, and things that I wanted, and things that I liked, and things I didn't like, that I didn't like. And then I did my process of a burn-in. A lot of people just do a 5 hour or up to a 24-hour burn-in. With the speakers I got, the KEF LS50s, I did a proper like 200, 250-hour burn-in period. So very slow, gradual volume increase over time. But I used a low-powered amp. I used my tube amplifier. In fact, it's a very low 25-watt output. But I had it at like its zero volume output is at like 8 o'clock. So to begin with, I moved it up to maybe like a real more than 8, very soft sound, and then up to 9, 10, 11. By the time it gets to about 50% output at 12 o'clock, it's loud enough, but it's enough to exercise the speaker. So it was playing at that volume towards the 200 plus hour mark. And I started with soft music, classical, and moved on to more heavy music that will exercise the drivers more. And when I sat down with it and compared my notes, I was like, okay, there are slight differences. There is a change. Imaging seemed tighter, staging seemed wider, lower frequency seemed less restricted. Things opened up, but these were my notes, which is why I'm saying it's important to do it yourself. There's no hard and fast rule. There are some products that I've heard that have come in for review that just don't sound like they need a burn-in, especially TWS earphones. But I have gotten some TWS earphones that just sound like they are restricted. So I have done like a 24-hour to a 36-hour burn-in with those, and then done the review. If they sound like they need a burn-in, I'll usually do a burn-in. So it's again something I would recommend you do yourself. Try it out, experiment with it, form your own opinion about the matter. Be scientific, be a skeptic, and of course, remember to have fun with the hobby. Moving on, Akash. Hi, Akash. Yeah, I think you sent something. Akash. Yes, I've got your email. I will respond to you in the morning. Okay, any products in listing that you actively want to promote as being a good deal? Uh, Honestly, I think all of them are, because I've sort of checked out what unboxed stuff goes for, and I've deliberately put this a lot less than that. But having said that, I have not, like for example, I've seen some unboxed units that Headphone Zone uses at these audiophile events. And unboxed means it's unboxed, it's used, multiple people have heard it. If they're a chrome finish, they're totally scratched up, that kind of stuff. Whereas the stuff I am putting up, and why I think they're all a very good deal is they've been unboxed, they've been run in. I've done my own run ins with them over 24 hours to 36 hours, and I've listened to them. I'm not one to blast IEMs or earphones. I strongly am very against that. So these are, I'd say, very gently used, and they're practically as good as new. The only difference is the seal is broken, and it's been used for a review or some comparisons, and it's back in the box after that. So I'm not concerned so much about the IEMs not working. I'm concerned more about the things with the batteries that are on sale. So the ones which have batteries, I've put them on significantly lower price than when they are new. I think they're at least 50% less, or 40-45% less than what they go for. So I'd say all of them are a good deal. It's just a matter of what you want. You're going to get something that's been loved, appreciated from the start. And the whole point of this sale is I want to find somebody who will do the same. I want somebody to enjoy them, use them for what they're worth, and enjoy the music, enjoy connecting with music more than anything else. And I think this gives you an opportunity, even more so because it's a little more affordable. Uh, Sorry, moving on. My eyes have just fallen on your message, Prakya. You'll have to go to my YouTube page, and there's a more option or a about option. You'll have to sign into YouTube. I think there's a capture thing that happens. It'll ask you for security, and then it'll give you my email, so you can get it from there. But yeah, nice question, Akhil. Thank you. Abhijit, does a dedicated DAP make sense for a beginner with Apple Music? Have already that on phone, but can't use IM Lightning port. Okay. Um, you know what? Back in the day, I would say yes. When I bought my DAP, there was no Apple Music. There was nothing. In fact, I'm still using that old DAP. You can just buy one of these dongle DACs, man. Connect it to your phone. Oh, yours is a Lightning. You do get Lightning to USB-C adapters. You can try that. Or if you want a dedicated, now I'll tell you why in your situation. Let me just play this through my head. If I had a Lightning cable and all DACs and DAC amps had USB-Cs, I would most likely get a very affordable phone or a second-hand phone that's hardly costs anything, because it's going to have the Android system on it. I will get that instead of a dedicated DAP, because dedicated DAPs can be expensive. I'd buy a phone that's very affordable and a good dongle DAC that's 2 grand maybe. In fact, I've got one that's on sale. I think I've put it up. Let me see the ddHiFi I've put up for sale. So if you combine that with an affordable phone, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about buying a specific digital audio player. It's a good way to go about it, instead of getting a dedicated one. But at the same time, while I'll tell you, I like dedicated audio players, or even the setup where you've got a separate phone that's not connected to phone calls, is because I hate being disturbed when I'm listening to music. Like I will never use my phone for my listening. I'll use it to test and everything, but when it comes to listening to my own music, at the end of the day, when I just want to unwind, I hate getting a message tone. I hate getting a call that stops my music. So if I'm broadcasting digitally, I'll use my tablet, or I will use a tape to listen to music, or a vinyl or a CD. But I hate listening to music on my phone for that reason, in particular, because I don't want to be disturbed. But yeah, there you have it. Though that's the option. I'd say just buy an affordable Android and get an affordable dongle DAC. Swapnila, since you are not selling your fun, I bought it last month from Amazon. They sound good. Battery life is about 20 plus days. 20 plus days. Acha, with the case, noise cancellation is through the roof. Yeah, it's a very good product. And yeah, Swapnil, I do have the earphones with me. I was thinking of selling it, in fact, for this sale, but I think they are too old to think about selling, because at the same time, I don't want to sell it to somebody and then they have only 2 hours of battery life, on the earphones. It wouldn't be fair. So that's why I didn't put it on the sale. I don't know if there are any dedicated DACs for iPhones, but you do get Lightning to USB-C adapters. Swapnil, but I still miss the sound signature Oppo X2. Yeah, I've not tested the X2, but I've heard a lot of good things. I had a lot of people asking me to review it, but I never got to it because I think the request started coming in when it was a much older earphone also, and I think they've just uh, sort of discontinued it or something like that to bring out the newer ones. Or is there an X3 and there's going to be an X4? I forget. I'm not up to date with it. Yeah, Prakya, the email address, as far as I know, you have to go to YouTube, you have to go to More or About. I forget which one, but you'll have to be signed into YouTube to see it. If you're not signed into YouTube, you won't see it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Akash. No problem. Not Raj. Other actors. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for being one of the loyals, Raj. Thank you. Akhil, I have email as well, but I'm interested in a few more products. Can we just the same thread? Uh, maybe send me another email, Akhil. It's easier for me to sort because listen, I'm a one man band. I don't have people helping me, so just send me a separate email, and I'll see. Because at the same time, I need to cater to multiple people as well. Akash, email only possible access through desktop. You won't find it in phone app. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Open browser, sign in Google, open search channel, click description. Thank you, Akash, for calling this out. Thank you. I didn't know that myself. I thought you could see my email on phones also. Anyway, learning all the time. Spam me. I heard that Apple has their own lightning to headphone jack adapter, which is a good DAC. Yes, I've heard that too. In fact, I tried one. I don't know where it's gone. I had one that I used to use with my iPad before, and I did like it. But I did do a little A/B testing between the iFi Go Link and that, and I preferred the iFi Go Link. It was a little bit warmer, a little bit sweeter sounding, a little bit crisper in certain areas. Uh, but of course, that is a bit more expensive, and the Apple dongle. I don't think you could you buy it separately, or I forget now. It's been a while since I've looked at all of that. For lightning port, Apple dongle is good. Yes. What music genre you can start listening? I'm currently listening mostly Bollywood, Coke Studio on please recommend. Coke Studio is a very good place to be, Akash. There's some very good music there. There's very good, more than good music is uh, very good recordings and mixing and mastering. They've got some really superb sound engineers for that project. Anything I've heard from them is just immaculately recorded. It's very properly done, which is sometimes a rarity, especially, I mean, some Bollywood stuff, some Hollywood stuff also, even Western stuff. There's a lot of pop stuff that's not even recorded well. I've heard some Coldplay stuff that sounds awful because it's so heavily compressed or it's not recorded well, So Coke Studio is a good place to start. But having said that, genre is something you have to experiment with. I myself have found that my taste has evolved over time. There was a time when I only liked pop stuff when I was very young, and I didn't like, for that matter, I never liked rock until I got a little older. Then I started leaning in towards it. There was a time when Dream Theater sounded like noise to me, and then when I hit a certain age, it was like, wow, this is fantastic. And I had even more appreciation for Dream Theater after I started appreciating classical music, because classical music has a lot of technicalities, and only after I started hearing and looking out for those technicalities, and I went back to Dream Theater. I was like, wow, these guys are practically gods with their instruments. So, genre is something you have to grow with, you have to grow into, you have to start liking, you have to start experimenting. A very good place I found to discover good music is Apple Music. In fact, it sees what I've been listening to, and its algorithm does recommend some very good stuff that I've been enjoying genuinely. So, in fact, maybe I need to make a video about uh, music again. I've not spoken about about music in a long time. Anyway, moving on. Kuldeep, hi, is Linso legit? Like, I want to buy the price. Import tax. Linsol is legit, yeah, but your import taxes depends not on Linsol. It depends on the people who find the package coming in. It's not so much Linsol that does it, but I have gotten one package from them in the past, but it was super affordable. They sent me the Tangzu Wan'er, but they are legit people. They are a global sort of seller. They sell all over the place very professionally, laid out website and everything. So I think you can trust them. But if you need to know the details, I'll say write to them, ask them in specifics, about delivering to wherever you are, and how much it'll cost, and if there's a separate cost and all. They'll have a better idea than I do. uh Sajini, you can buy Apple logo separately. Cool. They can Akhil. You put into presenting handling products with this picture itself. We trust you. Thank you, Akhil. Prakya, you mailed me. Okay, thank you. The Apple Music, which one is best to listen to? Uh, the only two services that I've heard and I like are Apple and Tidal, and Tidal is frightfully expensive because it is properly high res. So much so they are more particular about high res audio than Apple. So Apple does have the high res option, but one thing I noticed with Apple is by chance if you're listening to it on your phone connection on 4G or 5G, or if you're at home on Wi-Fi, if there is a buffering segment where your internet drops, let's say your internet speed is 100 Mbps, and for whatever reason it stops or it goes down to 1 Mbps or 500 kb, the sampling rate and everything from Apple drops. So what would normally be a 1 Mbps or a 2 Mbps or 3 Mbps or 5 Mbps file will suddenly become a 256 or a 320 kbps. And this is something I realized when I was enjoying music and I plugged in the Sennheiser HT800s. Those are ridiculously transparent. I mean, it was so obvious. I plugged it into my shit layer 2 amp, which is there next to me, and my D50S by topping. And it was so apparent that I was like, man, something's wrong. Sometimes your ears fill with pressure. I'm like, why should my ears fill with pressure and muffle the sound? There's no reason for it. And then it eventually got to a point where it got to a part of the song and stopped. That's when I realized there was an internet issue. So the internet was fluctuating. So that is the issue with Apple. That is their strategy where they play the song for you and it starts buffering. Tidal, on the other hand, the one and only time I've used it was maybe 2 years ago. I had gone to the Sennheiser office to check out some of their hardware. Beautiful stuff. I think that headphone amp was like 1.8 or 2 lakhs or something, and I plugged into 800s, 800s, and even the 600 S2 or something. I forget which one, but Tidal, when you click on the song, it doesn't start playing. At least back then, I don't know if they changed their method now. But I remember clicking on the song and it wasn't playing. That was because it was taking the time to load the entire song, and only when it loaded the entire song, then it played back. So yes, it sounds way better on Tidal. I did find that there to be a terrific clarity difference between Apple and Tidal. But the difference between Apple and Tidal, as far as I know, is I think the Apple cost is 99 rupees a month, whereas Tidal is something like 2,500 or something like that a month. So it's crazy expensive. And as much as I'm an audio enthusiast, I don't think it's justified to spend money like that on Tidal right now, because I don't have the time to sit and listen to music regularly every weekend. If I did, I'd most probably spend on it. But meanwhile, I'd rather spend that kind of money on maybe a vinyl or on restoring some of my old audio equipment and so on. So cool question. Thanks for that. Okay, moving on. Priya, hey Paul, I bought Oppo X3 upon your recommendation. I love the tuning on it. The KZ caster, but I want to upgrade. Recommend me IM to Oppo, but with better imaging. So most IEMs usually image much better than Oppo. I don't know yet if somebody has tried to buy the. Let me see if somebody's mentioned it. The Kiwi ears Cadenza. I don't know if somebody tried to buy the Cadenza, but I do have a set that's up for sale, and it's at a good price. So I would say it's a good buy. It is a little more bass enthusiastic than the Oppo, but in a nice way. It's not bloated. It's sort of tight, well defined. So yeah, if you're looking for a set of good IEMs, that would be my first recommendation. If the price suits you, of course. But yeah, I myself am an Oppo Enco 3 Pro fan. I just did a comparison between the OnePlus Buds 3, Realme Buds S7 Pro, Oppo Enco 3 Pro, and the JBL Tune Beam. And it was very obvious that the Realme and the Oppo were in a separate category, and the Oppo and the JBL actually stood ground very well. So the Oppo is definitely surprisingly a very well tuned set. I'm glad that even though these three brands are owned by BBK, that Oppo is able to maintain their sort of independence on tuning. They of course do come have an audiophile lineage. I remember I did hear one of the headphones, must have been 2019, when they came out with overhead. Were those planars or were the dynamic drivers? But they were over a lakh. And I remember I heard it because the office I was in was linked to audio as well. Not that I was working for the audio people, but they did give it to me to listen. And yeah, so Oppo does have that audiophile lineage, so it's nice that they're still carrying it on. So yeah, check out the Kiwi's Cadenza. I think I have I think I've listed it for this garage sale I'm having, so have a look at it. uh Sushify, hi. That's a cool name. Oh, Sush Hi-Fi. Sush Hi-Fi. Hi, Kuldeep Roy. These days, so many tracks are disappearing due to country conflicts. One fourth of my Spotify app music is gone. I've not noticed any stuff disappearing. I've not caught on to that. But then again, the stuff you and I listen to might be very different. Raj, I haven't experienced FLAC files recordings. Can you help where and how to catch these? Raj, I've been buying a lot of stuff from, geez, what are they called? In fact, I've not. HD Tracks. Go to hdtracks.com. You can buy full albums, 44 1 16-bit or 44 124-bit. You can buy 192 24. So depending on what sampling rate and all that sort of stuff you're buying, bit depth, the album cost will vary. I think you can also buy individual songs from them now. But I've in fact I've not bought from HD Tracks for so long because I've got so many albums already from them that I'm listening to that. But yeah, try listen to a FLAC file when you have a good setup. Of course, having a good setup is very relevant in this situation. But yeah, I mean, once you hear FLAC, you'll realize with good equipment that noise floor reduces drastically. There's a lot more detail, there's a lot more punch, there's a lot more definition, there's a lot more realism. Everything sort of just changes. Uh, on a visual front, it's like, when you listen to compressed stuff, it's like, watching YouTube at 480, and then when you listen to FLAC, it's like watching 4K in an auditory way. And the thing is, because audio functions very different to video, if you have been listening to, let's say, a 320 kbps track for the last year, and you go and listen to a FLAC file, you say, "Hey, there's no big difference, man. Like, what's the hype?" Do it the other way around. Listen to a FLAC file for a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. Just listen to FLAC audio. Your ears and your brain acclimate to the higher levels of detail, because suddenly you're getting a lot more information. You may not observe that, oh, I've not heard that, I've not heard this, I've not heard this before, or other sounds before. But listen to it for that longer time and then go back to the same track in 320 kbps, and then you'll know what's missing, because your ears and your brain are looking for that data, and then suddenly it's not there. So that's more of a way to see. So doing the visual comparison isn't as relative. Doing it in this approach will give you a better understanding for the difference between usual stuff and FLAC stuff. Cool. Moving on. Tiles library is very Yeah, I've heard that too. They are slowly trying to expand, but there are people who are trying to bands. I'm talking about bands. Tidal does support bands very well. I think they give them a very respectable cut as compared to what Spotify and Apple and all do. So a lot of bands are trying to shift over to Tidal, of course. But the problem is with Tidal, there aren't many people going towards it because of how expensive it is. But yeah, I mean, there's always a trade-off, right? Yeah, EQ option. Yeah, just basic one. Stock DSP. Oh, that's interesting. This is Tanch gym stuff people have been telling me to get. Have you tried Apple Classical? Their collection quality is excellent. Yes, I do listen to a lot of classical stuff on Apple. They do well, but I still prefer my CDs, man. Like a lot of my classical stuff is on CDs, and there's something about having your own physical media at the same time. But yeah, 44 116s on CDs are good, but I do have some SACDs as well. So some of them play at 9624 on my SACD player, and it's pretty nice. I remember reading somewhere Oppo started making audio and video players. Mobile phone came much later. That is correct. Yeah. U dot. Hi. Priyan, hi. Have you tried Sonic Lamb's bone conduction headphones? If so, what do you think? I tried them at an audio convention. They had come for a What Hi-Fi event in my city, and I tried them. In fact, I did tell them at the time that listen, I've got a YouTube channel. I don't mind reviewing these. But I think at the time they weren't looking for reviews, or they must have thought I was too small of a YouTuber because I think they've approached people who have got a much higher uh, count than I do. I was like, man, that's cool, man. I mean, if you don't think I'm good enough, no problem. There are much bigger YouTube guys out there who will give them many more views. But it's an interesting concept for a headphone, but it's not for me. Especially if you've heard audiophile stuff and at the price they're selling it at, how much was that? Let me just see. What was it called? Sonic Lamp, na? Let me see what these. I forget how much they're selling them for. Built-in subwoofers currently unavailable on Amazon. Okay, go to the website. How much are these on the website? Yeah, they're promoting the whole Shark Tank thing now. 17,000 bucks, yeah, from 23,000 practically. So for 17 grand, I mean it's all right. I'd rather buy a set of Sony XM4s. Yeah, Sony XM4s go for around that price or a little bit more. But it was okay. For my impressions of it were all right, because if you've heard audiophile grade bass delivery and so on, having a separate module that's vibrating on your ears is not an impressive thing. It's catering towards it's catering towards the mass market stuff, where you're trying to just push heavy bass and at obviously higher volumes. I don't remember it performing as well at lower volumes, and that's usually a telltale sign of good audio. If Because any audio equipment can be played loud. You buy a 1,000 rupee amplifier and 5,000 rupee speakers, it'll get loud, but then you'll have distortion and so on. The minute you can hear every single detail at lower volumes, that is a sign of good audio equipment, good hardware. So I don't think it performed particularly well at lower volumes. In fact, the other day I went to JBL Experience store by chance. I saw it, I walked in, and the guy in the showroom, the first thing they'll do is play a song and crank up to 11, and I'll go and start reducing the volume. And then while they're talking to you, they'll crank up the volume and they're screaming over it. And I was like, this is not how you should be listening to music. You shouldn't promote loudness, you should promote clarity, because that is anyone can play loud, like I said. So yeah, the Sonic lamps were fine. I mean, they're impressive for what they are. It's nice to see an Indian brand working towards making their own sort of audio company. It is impressive to see, but at the same time, they're doing what any other company is doing. They need to make money. They need to pull in the masses. You want a mass market product if you want to make money. So make it loud, make it bass heavy, make it bass exaggerated, and they should do well. I wish them luck, but it's not for me. I'd rather spend that money on a Bear Dynamic 990 Pro X or something, because if they're still available, I think Bear is not selling in India right now. But yeah, put in 3,000 more, buy one of those. Those are a beautiful set of headphones. But of course, then you're the added thing of you need to spend more money on hardware, DAC, and amp and all. That way, with Sonic Lamp or Sony XM4s, you buy it and you use it until the battery packs up. So that's also something to keep in mind. Anyway, sorry, I went on a rant over there. Let me carry on. Organizing a review tour for the Dunu DK301B. I don't even know what that is. Can I include you on the tour? One second, let me check. Dunu DK3001. Jeez, that's a mouthful. Dunu DK 3001 PD. What is this? Oh wow, these look very pretty, huh? Oh, these are very pretty. For balanced amateurs, it looks very cool, yeah. Yeah, I don't mind, yeah. Susha, I don't mind if you can write an email to me, I can confirm to you. That's not a problem. I'd love to. Thanks for other replies. Okay. Kedar, I want to ask you. I use two laptops, two phones, one tab. Is there a BT database that supports connecting to three devices instead of two? Not that I know of. The only thing I know is that Bluetooth will do dual device. But if you've got Auracast, you should be able to. No, but even Auracast is only transmission. It won't. It's not really something that will receive from three devices. It is one that will receive from a transmitter. That's a solid question, Kedar. If there is, I'm not aware of it. You might have to do some research there. Kuldeep, how does this garage sale work? These prices are inclusive of shipping. Is there a website where you're selling? Sorry, I just joined. No, Kuldeep, there's no website. The price includes shipping, but that is if you are in India. If you're somewhere out of India, I'm not shipping it out. But yeah, what you have to do is read what I have there. You have to send me an email, and I'll reply to you whether or not it's available. After which, I want to make sure it's working before I do send it to you. So you'll have to write me an email. I'm not doing anything online. No email, no website. Raj, the problem with having a headphone connect event is I'll keep talking. So even if we are there for like 6-7 hours, I'll keep talking. So it's not a good idea. Yeah, I don't mind checking it out. You can send me an email. I'll try it out. Yeah, guys, cool. I think that's about it. Yeah, whoever's sent me an email, send me an email. I think that the I'll start responding to your emails tomorrow morning. I don't want to do it today. I want to be sure what I'm doing, and I want to check these things out as well. So I'll get back to you guys on email. Whoever sent me an email, whoever's buying stuff, uh, I'll get back to you hopefully tomorrow. If not latest by Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll let you guys know what's going on there. So please keep an eye out for my reply whenever that happens. And I think we're pretty much done for today. Uh, yeah, spam me. Thanks for that, man. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that if you guys are looking at stuff, you let me know about the list you want to pick up from, and I'll get back to you soon. And of course, thank you for supporting the channel as always. You guys are good fun to come and talk to whenever I do lives. So anyway, guys, all the best. Have a good night. Happy music listening as always. Be happy, and I'll see you during the next live, I guess. See you guys. All the best. And thanks for tuning in for some sound advice. Bye.